Hello and welcome along to another episode from the FM19 story, part of the furniture with me, Daniel. We've started our save with Torquay United. If you didn't see the introduction earlier in the week, go and check that out. Click on the eye above to see episode 1 and then come back when you're done, as we're kicking off exactly where we left off in that episode with our first game of the season away to Chelmsford in the National League South. It will be a very even game and will probably determine what sort of season we can expect, whether we're going to have a chance of running Billericay close for the title or whether we're going to have to settle for a lower place in the playoffs. For those of you who have seen the last episode, you'll know what we're doing here, you'll know exactly what the objectives are, and you'll know who we've brought in and how we're affecting training during this season. And all that leaves us with today is to play our first game of the season and show you the tactic we're going to be going for. As we mentioned before, we're definitely going to be playing a 4-4-2, so let's see exactly how we've managed to get that together. We've got all three of our new signings in the team today. As mentioned, the right back's the worst player in the 11, but we haven't got any alternatives there at all. We've got one player, Jason Banton, who's tired from the midweek friendly. He'd been out injured before as well, so he's just coming back to fitness now, and hopefully he'll be fit for midweek. But we have a really small squad, and we're relying on that extra centre midfielder to come in and give us a bit of depth. We've also got Asa Hall out injured, which leaves us a bit short too. So that's the great thing about having control of the club and the transfers, is that we can start to build a team around the tactical shape we want to play at this level. So in the non-league, I always prefer to play a 4-4-2. So in this one, we've gone for the wing play. We don't need to go too defensive as we've got one of the better sides in the league. So we want to go for a balanced game plan and look at getting forward and where we can hurt the opposition. So we've obviously got a very strong goalkeeper and centre-half, so we're not too worried about that. We just want to look at getting forward. So out of possession, we've got a slightly lower defensive line, just because there's no defences that are that quick in this league, and a lot of quick strikers are just put up there, even if they're not great in front of goal. So if we can minimise their chances, hopefully they'll miss the few they get. No matter what club I'm at and what formation I'm playing, I always stay on feet. I hate diving into challenges and things like that. And because we've got two up front, including a pressing forward this time, we want to prevent short goalkeeper distribution. So we've got two hard-working strikers, and we want them closing the keeper down and maybe forcing them into mistakes at the back. In transition, we don't want to press too much. We just want to get into our shape and trust our centre-halves to deal with what comes into the box, which is the one bit of this gameplay which is probably a bit similar to the head coach in the way we're going to defend. But at this level, you don't have too many options because of the style of players you get. Once we've got the ball, we want to distribute it to the flanks. We mentioned that left-hand side in the first episode, which is so strong with Dixon and Davis, and the support of Banton when he's fit as well. And although we're not quite as good on the right, we've still got plenty of athleticism, and we've got two men in the box with the supporting box-to-box midfielder, which will hopefully create chances from crosses for us. We've given our fullbacks the individual instruction to cross more often, just because Dixon's the best crosser of the ball at the club, and Wassey again's got plenty of athleticism to get forward. And in possession, we're going to be slightly more direct because Keating can double up as a target man. He's good in the air. We want to get it wide quickly. We want to play at a higher tempo. We want to float crosses into the box to the big man. And we're going to go down both flanks because we've got plenty of quality and pace on each side. We've also put on pass into space just to try and get in behind, whether that be out wide or through the middle. Having Kennedy up front now gives us that extra threat in all three areas of the pitch. So that's the general style of play we're going for. And the lineup we're entrusting to do that is Bass in goal, the fullbacks of Dixon and Wassey, with Sokolik and Winter in the middle. The reason Winter's in there is because he's been training absolutely brilliantly all summer. 3 of the 5 weeks he's actually been the best trainer at the club, so I can't not give him a chance, especially with Sendles White struggling for fitness slightly. We've got Balling and Davis on the wings as planned, with Cole Stewart, the new signing, in that deep line playmaker role, which we're now working to train him on with his high passing ability and technique, and a good first touch. Hopefully he can control the game for us in the middle of the pitch. Samir Nabi's playing as the box-to-box midfielder while we wait for the Butterfield transfer to go through and Asa Hall to return from injury. And up front we've got the pressing forward Keating alongside our loan signing Kennedy, as we hope to force their goalkeeper and defence into some mistakes with that early press once we lose the ball. If it's not working with just the front two, then we will change our in transition to pressing early rather than regrouping, but I don't want to take too much fitness out the boys while we've got a squad this small. So it's the one change I would like to make, but again at this level you have limitations that you have to deal with. So long term you might see a change in that, especially as we move up the leagues, but for now we're just going to try and cope with what we've got. But that's enough waiting and talking. Let's get into the first game of the season. The most exciting day on the football calendar, the one we're all here for. And hopefully we'll be able to get a good result to start the series well. Two teams playing a bog standard 4-4-2. We like to see that. There's a couple of recognisable names in the Chelmsford team. Michael Spillane, the old Luton boy, and Rhys Murphy up front, a former Arsenal prospect. He used to be an absolute gem on this game. We've got to get our settings right again. I don't know why it hasn't carried over from the other save, which is a bit of a shame. But let's change that up. We're going to go to our sideline view, which we prefer. We were in behind again then. We've scored. Oh, I've missed the goal from the settings. I tell you what, I hope the replay's still on for that one. We might get to see it still. But what an early start that is. 20 seconds in we've scored. And I've somehow managed to miss the action. But absolutely brilliant from the lads so far. And that front two was working early. We're on our sideline view. We want to close in as much as possible. We'll bring it back one just so we can see the edge of the pitch. We're also going to speed up the match in between highlights. And we're going to speed up during highlights very slightly. A great early goal for us, even though we didn't see it. We'll go back and have a look at that in a minute, don't worry. We're just going to see where this attack goes with Balling on the right-hand side. Long clearance up by Chelmsford and Swain. Knocked down for Fenwick, and Bass makes a great save. And there's the beauty of having a very good goalkeeper in your ranks. We've got a free kick now. I can see Vanishing Spray there. I'm pretty sure they don't have that in the National League South. So there's one on a bit of unrealistic play. Naby puts the shot over the bar and it's still 1-0. Let's go back and have a look at that goal in a second. It's been a good 10 minutes for us so far, but now it's Chelmsford on the attack. Ball's cleared away by us, but Spillane gets there first and they've got a bit of pressure on us now. This is where I'd like to press. Balling wins it back to Kennedy, and on the halfway line he's unmarked and he's in one-on-one. Kennedy beats the keeper, but he also hits the bar, but it drops back down to him and he beats the keeper there, and it's his second goal of the game to make it 2-0. And while we're there, let's not go back and see the first. Keating tapped it across to Kennedy and he tapped it in. Not quite as silky as the second goal. But what an early start this is for us. Naby with a free kick on the edge, puts it wide, and I'm almost breathless here. What an early start this is. 6 shots on goal in 15 minutes, and the tactic is working absolutely perfectly. The goal kicks have been very low and poor at this level. It's one back and Kennedy shoots, but it's deflected behind for a corner. And I cannot tell you how happy I am with this start. We played our first game of the head coach series yesterday. We started our season at our new club there. So if you haven't seen that yet, you can go and check that one out at your leisure. The link's in the eye above. But for now, we're focused on Torquay. What a performance we put in so far. And this front two are going to be absolutely brilliant. I can tell it already. The rest of the team haven't done much, to be honest. But now it's Chelmsford bringing it forward. Naby wins the ball. Keating will bring it over halfway and he looks straight for Kennedy in behind. Finds him one-on-one. What a finish that is. 21 minutes into the season and our new loan signing has scored a hat-trick. Keating set up a couple of them. What a game this is going to be. And I am already looking forward to being with Torquay for a long time. Keating's got the ball down now in the middle of the pitch. Finds Balling on the right. Balling's bringing it forward. He can take the man on if he wants. He's got time. Finds Wassey, the new signing, to Balling again. Long switch of play, which hasn't made it. And it's intercepted by Reason. If that's Jay Reason, there's another name we recognise. Chelmsford are bringing it away, but we keep intercepting. And I know we haven't got the press on, but it's working. And Kennedy shoots, but it's straight at the keeper this time, who dives down to his left to save. Long ball up the pitch, which Chelmsford will bring down. And now they've finally got time to bring the ball forward. But what a clearance that is. All the way up the pitch from Winter into Kennedy. The defender misjudged it and he's put it over the bar. But I am so pleased with this performance. Dixon with a free kick this time, straight at the keeper McDonald. And with half an hour gone, it's 3-0. We've had 12 shots on goal and 3 clear-cut chances. And we lead 3-0. And look at Kennedy and Keating in the middle again dominating. Keating finds Kennedy again, has the shot which McDonald saves onto the post. And at the second time of asking, he gathers it. But this is absolutely fantastic. I could not be more proud of the boys. Bass has got the goal kick now as we're coming forward again. It's been intercepted and will Chelmsford create a chance at last? Fenwick 25 yards out to Murphy. Murphy finds Miles in the middle, finds Rate. Back to Murphy and it's 3-1. It is Rhys Murphy, the youngster from Arsenal. I know he's not a youngster anymore, but back in the day he was an absolute star on this game. But they have got a goal back before half-time and we've just got to make sure that doesn't change the game because we've been absolutely fantastic aside from that. And going into the break, it should be 3-1. There we go then, it is half time. Kennedy's hat-trick makes the difference. 2 of them assists from Keating, his strike partner. And we're just going to praise them and hope they can carry on where they left off. Because if we can play like that in the second half, we'll be absolutely delighted. I just hope we don't struggle for fitness too early on. Naby with the ball up, which Spillane clears away, but it's straight back to Wassey at right back. Long ball over the top, the direct tactics working. They can't handle our front two. Keating doesn't get up there, and now it's Chelmsford bringing it forward. But the last thing we want to do after all that is concede a second. But thankfully, Bass makes the save from Murphy. And let's not forget, at 0-0 in the first minute, Bass made an absolutely brilliant save from the Chelmsford striker as McDonald's forced into another save, and we've got another corner. And that made all the difference. If we'd have gone 1-0 down early on, I doubt all of this would have happened. Davis finds Stewart with a corner, flicks it onto Sokolik, the big centre-half. And there you go, the big man's worked up front. And from the corner, we've gone 4-1 up, and we are definitely going to be winning this first game of the season. Corner for Chelmsford from the left-hand side, ball in with a big long clearance. We've left the man up, but he's not able to get there, and now Chelmsford come forward again down that same left-hand side. Ball up into the box to Murphy, who brings it down, back to Reason into Miles, but the header straight at Bass, and it's still 4-1, and we're looking very good as we'll make some changes in a minute for the hour mark. Murphy's got the warning to close down again, so we'll make sure we do that as he's been their main threat in this game. And with 65 minutes gone, we are going to look at subs now. We can hopefully rest players for the week rather than picking the worst performers. We can pick the players that we need to keep fit. So Carl Stewart's an obvious one. We're going to bring on Regis, who's a player from the under-18s. He's not a very good player, but he can play in central midfield, and we'll put him there as a support player. I'm going to take a gamble and leave Nabby on in the hope that Butterfield will be here by midweek, though I know that could backfire hugely. I'm going to bring on Stendhal's White so Sokolik, the centre-half, gets a rest. And as Kennedy's got his hat-trick already, we're going to bring on Jamie Reid as he's been training well and deserves a chance. I don't know which one of these is better as the advance forward because they're both natural pressers. So I'm going to leave Jamie Reid in the advance role as he's got that extra pace. We could have gone with 2 pressing forwards, but I think that might have been pushing it slightly. But we'll make the 3 subs, and with 25 minutes to go, we're comfortably 4-1 ahead, and we're going to win our first game of the season. Right, we've got a corner from the right-hand side with Liam Davis. Spillane heads it away, the former Luton man, and it's flicked on, but it's straight to us on halfway. Dixon with a lovely ball up the pitch, which is headed away. And now Chelmsford have got a chance to catch us out on the break. Fenwick's getting in behind there, and they've got a man unmarked in the middle if they can find him. They have, it's Murphy again. And now it's 4-2, and have I made those changes slightly too early? Oh, I'm not sure. I'm starting to panic a bit. Let's go and look at our tactics. They've got a corner again. If they score from this, we're going defensive. Sendall's White heads away, but it's only as far as Miles. Out to Rate on the left again. Winter heads away to Regis, who flicks it on, but it's fallen to Spillane, and now Miles again. But Regis intercepts, and Nabby can bring it away. It's a poor ball out, and we've given it away again. Murphy 25 yards out to Miles. Miles out on the left to Anderson to Miles again. Miles into Rate, and Sendall's White will thankfully clear. But it's just a bombardment of pressure from Chelmsford. I don't know if they've gone more attacking, but it certainly looks like it. Murphy with a shot from the edge, but it goes wide. And we are going to change some tactics to go more defensive. First things first, we're going to put our fullbacks from support to defend. We're getting caught in behind by the wingers, so we want to make sure they're as defensive as possible. I've switched Regis to a defensive duty as well, just to make sure that we're shored up in the middle of the pitch. And we're going to continue with that for now. And then we'll go counter-attacking and defensive towards the end of the game. Or I think it's cautious this year, isn't it? Because that's what we're playing with at Hemel Hempstead, rather than counter-attacking mentality. 10 minutes to go though, it does look like we are going to hold on. But I don't want to speak too soon as Chelmsford have a goal kick. Long up towards the striker Murphy, Fenwick's bringing it forward now for them to Nasher in the middle. Jay Reason's got plenty of time to find Fenwick, and he's going to cross again, isn't he? Fenwick goes back to Anderson, and we're holding them off, but it's not quite good enough at the minute. They're absolutely dominating this last 10 minutes. Murphy's challenged in the box, and Winter clears away. Good challenge, and Reid now gets it away to Keating. Keating's in one-on-one. Can he finish the game? He can't. It's tipped behind. It would have been nice for him to get a goal after his brilliant performance, but that lack of composure shows in front of goal. Davis takes the corner in. Murphy heads away, but it's only as far as Balling. Balling's lost out to Giles, and now they are on the counter. Giles has got a runner on the right, and there's no one back, but Dixon, the experienced defender, does brilliantly for us. And with a couple of minutes to go, we're just going to pause again, and we're going to go back to defensive just to make sure we see it out. I don't know if there's any other team instructions we can put on. We're going to be more disciplined, and at the moment we're just going to time waste whenever possible. We just need to make sure we see it out. We've got to make it work at this club for 20-25 years to get to the top. So we really want to make sure we don't throw away anything silly right at the start of the series. The most important thing is meeting our expectations and not getting sacked this year. And as the free kick comes in from Elliot Omazusi, of all people, the former Fulham man, the final whistle goes. We've won 4-2. The first half performance was unbelievable. In the second half we ran out of steam and it wasn't great. But we're top of the league with that 2-goal win. Billericay, the main rivals this season you'd like to expect. They won against our local rivals who are strangely sharing a ground with us this season. If you don't know about the story from real life with Truro, go and check it out. It's absolutely fascinating. Dartford won as well, I'd imagine they'll be up there, and a couple of other good local teams to me, St Albans and Dulwich Hamlet were favourites as well, but they've lost today. Let's go and see what they've said about the game. Quality of possession provides victory. It was even in terms of the amount of possession, but we used it so much better. And that pace and composure in behind from Kennedy was brilliant. And I really hope we can get him beyond that loan deal in October. Carl Stewart makes his professional debut. He was absolutely brilliant until he got his rest. And we've got 6 other players who made the debuts for the club, all in a very strong performance, so we're happy with the lot of them. We've got to praise Kennedy. Again, we mentioned in the other save, that little praise button in the bottom corner's gone, so we have to do it manually. But we've got to go and praise him for that performance. He was absolutely brilliant. Praise the last game, and he was superb in front of goal, so we just want to say a well done for that. And he's happy enough. With his perfect morale, he'll hopefully continue to bang in the goals for us over the next couple of months. Last but not least, let's go and have a quick look at the schedule. We want to see when we're next going to come back. I'd imagine this save will take us a bit longer to get to the top than the head coach, because we've got to do it with one club rather than jumping divisions. So we'll try and skip a little bit longer in between games, not too much, but just maybe 8 to 10 games rather than 6 to 8. So I like the look of the double header at the end of September. So we've got Woking at home on the last game of September and then Eastbourne away in October. In between there could be an FA Cup game. So we might be featuring one of them alongside the Woking game, but that one will definitely feature in the next episode. But that's all from this episode of Part of the Furniture. If you did enjoy it, please put a thumbs up on the video. Let me know in the comments what you thought of that first performance. And put your predictions in early. Where do you think we're going to finish in this first season? Bearing in mind Billericay have an extortionate wage bill. Subscribe to the channel for daily FM19 content from this part of the Furniture Save or the Head Coach Our Other Story. They'll be taking it in turns each day from here on in. So the Head Coach will be back tomorrow for Monday's episode. And then it'll be Part of the Furniture on Tuesday. And so on and so forth. With the exception of Friday, which is reserved for our FIFA 19 Lower League Manager career with Crew Alexandra. A massive thanks for watching as always, and we'll see you next time.